good evening.
Good evening.
Please, what's your name?
My name is Onyeka.
Okay, Oyeka, how often do you use POS compared to how often you use ATM machine?
Well, I think I don't use P.O.S. After that, cashless policy time, those saga and like some of the P.O.S. did. So, like for some time now, I've not been using P.O.S.
So you use ATM machine.
Yes, more of ATM machine and transfer.
Okay. Okay, second question. Do you think POS have taken over completely or there will still be some kind of restoration for ATM machine?
Yes, I think that P.O.S. has taken over completely because I think most people now don't just go to the bank anymore again. You find less queue at the bank and then less queue at the ATM. So for me, I feel like the P.O.S. is actually taking over.
Thanks so much for your time. Bukola, how often do you use POS compared to how often you use ATM machine?
Okay, I would say I use more of POS than ATM machine because I find it hard to go to the bank all the time to make my transfers.
Okay. Second question. Do you think POS have taken over completely or there will still be some kind of restoration for ATM machine at some point?
Oh, definitely. I would say POS has taken over because right now most persons would always want to get the POS beside them to just make the transfers and all instead of going to the bank where you have to stand for like some hours. In fact, you might get to the bank safe and then the ATM machine is not working, making you lose at both ends. So basically, I feel like the POS is taking over.
Thanks so
And for now, I would say I use more POS than ATM machine.
Why?
Because you go to the ATM, there's no money. You can't even withdraw money there at all. So I have no choice than to go to POS.
Okay. Okay, Ma, do you think POS have taken over completely or there will be some kind of restoration for ATM machines?
Well, I will not say they've taken over completely because at times when I'm passing by, I see ATM paying people. Then for restoration, that will have to come from the government because they're the one that will put these things in place. When I will put it in check and check if it's really working for the people. For me, I don't like POS personally. So it's like as if I'm working for other people to take my gain. So I prefer using the ATM. No that extra charges.
How
Yeah.
often do you use POS compared to how you use ATM machine?
Okay, I use POS more than ATM machines. Yeah.
Okay, why?
It's easier because POS they are more and they are close to you compared to even ATM at times if you go there you might not even see they might tell you they don't have money inside the machine. So and it's kind of faster too because the time it takes to try and get to the bank, you said it's more. That's why I like and say and then but there are times when if I'm closer to the PS and ATM I will just prefer to get cashless.
It's okay for that. The other question, do you think the POS are taking over completely or there will still be some kind of restoration for this?
Okay, no, not as if they are taking over completely. Yes, we still use the ATM, but it's just that the POS they are kind of more here. So, ah, that's it.
Yes, very often. Very often.
Why?
Yes, is less stressful to me because ATM the queue, like I'm off it. It's closer to get. It's like the fast way to get money instead of going to the ATM and then stand.
Okay. Second question. Do you think POS are taking over completely or there will still be some kind of restoration for the ATM machine?
POS are not taking over completely. Yeah, because there are sometimes there won't be money in the POS machine, like
Enough cash.
yes, but ATM sometimes you will still see cash, but ATM still remains the number one. Though POS is less stressful, but I will still give out credit to ATM.
Yes, ATM is just like the one that we can actually rely on. And there's a limited amount of money you can get from POS that you only get in the bank or through the ATM machine. So we always take ATM more than POS just because closer to us instead of going that long journey. You see POS everywhere. Once you come outside and you're looking for money, and you want to buy rice, something to cook. My guy, you first go to the ATM POS before you start thinking of going to the ATM.
I prefer bank ATM machine than POS because I use POS almost every time. I use POS every time because POS is really more close than bank.
What do you use POS? Think you prefer ATM?
Maybe urgent cash and I just rush down to the street and see POS. For bank, I need to I enter car or bus, so I can find any close by.
Okay, second question. Do you think POS are taking over completely, or there will be some kind of restoration at some point?
No, the POS is not better than bank shower because even inside village you see five POS, but you can never see bank in the village. Yes.
So, do you think POS are taking over, or banks still?
No, they're not talking about it. Instead, they are even helping themselves to get more customer.
Okay.
POS are very taken over because bank sometimes the network used to misbehave sometimes. POS can work. It's very fast and reliable sometimes.
How often do you use POS compared to how you use marketing? On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 9. Okay, why? Okay, POS is easily reachable. You don't have to stand in long queues. You just do your thing and just go. Not like A.T.M where you have to stand in long queues, wait for your turn and all of that. POS makes life easy actually. Let's put it like that. Okay, the second question. Do you think POS are taking over completely, or there still be some kind of restoration at some point? Or you think? From what we can see, POS has taken over completely. And for me, there's no going back because nobody loves stress. And POS has been able to like eliminate this to an extent. Immediately, like you give them your card, they do your transaction for you immediately. You get. So POS has taken over. ATMs, it might be a thing of the past very soon. Thanks so much for your time. You're welcome.
Well, if we're doing like let's say 100%, I've used POS 100%. I've never used ATM once.
Why?
The stress is too much. So I just go to the nearest POS close to me and just withdraw my cash or like that.
Wow. Okay, second question. Do you think POS are taking over completely, or there could be some kind of restoration for ATM machine?
I don't know. Sometimes I still see people queue in front of ATM and I'm like, why? Maybe it's because they don't charge and POS they charge. That's why they still go there. But me, I prefer POS to ATM.
So do you think POS taking over?
Yes, I would say POS have taken over because if you count the number of people that are now into the POS business, it's to show you that yeah, the POS has taken over.
That's interesting. How often do you use POS compared to how you use ATM machine? Okay, first of all, I right now I prefer POS to ATM because even the trend of going to ATM nowadays is even very, very bad. And POS is close to my hostel and it's close to my house actually. Just go nearby and use POS and their charges are not really that much. And sometimes even because of their close proximity, actually, I just go to POS, not ATM. So you use POS. And because of the long queues on the banks in Nigeria here, so POS is actually better. Okay. Second question. Do you think POS has taken over completely, or there will still be some kind of restoration for ATM machine? Okay, for me, I don't really think POS has taken over completely because there are some people who actually do not really like POS. But and when you are actually withdrawing a huge sum of money, some people do not like using POS because of the charges. For example, 10,000 naira, they'll tell you maybe 200 naira or 400 naira. So they just go to the ATM irrespective of the long queues because they know that okay, if I use ATM, the 50 naira charges they will remove my bank account. So and that 400 naira is still something. So I just feel that ATM is still more preferable. But for me, it's POS because I don't get that time to be standing at ATM. I wait for long queues. Okay, Daniel, how often do you use POS compared to how you use your machine?
Okay, I do use POS all the time. I can't remember the last time I used ATM machine.
Why?
I find I rarely see it. I don't see it in town. Like maybe the side you see there's no cash or I'm having issue, temporary not available. Most times I will see it in the PS. So I don't think I did use PS at all. ATM machine at all.
Okay, second question. Do you think POS are taking over completely or there's still be some kind of restoration for this machine?
Of course, POS has taken over. See, you can't like you really find POS, even if at the bank, when you go to the bank, you find all their ATMs they are not working. So any small thing like you want to go to POS, nobody make mention of ATM anymore. So to me, POS has taken over.
ATM more or POS more?
For me personally, I use POS and I use POS more, but I'm not actually a player, so I have to use it. But that about me.
Okay, thank you for that. Second question. Do you think POS are taking over completely or there's still some kind of restoration? Okay.
It's only when somebody does not have the offset. And you say, okay, let me just use ATM machine and hope. But if you know you actually, you want to do your things according to how it is, so it's actually POS. And POS will that has taken over partially, not completely, because let me say 80% use POS, while 20% goes down to ATM machine. Yes,
All right. Thanks so much for your time.
okay, so.